Hi, I'm John Byrne with Poets and Quants.
I'm Sandy Kreisberg, the HBS guru.
And we're here with another episode of Handicapping Your MBA Odds. Today's candidate happens to be an Indian-American woman, 28 years of age. She works in New York City, has a really nice 700 GMAT, 3.6 GPA from Georgetown University. Her undergraduate degree was in finance. And for 3 years, she worked as an analyst for a large British bank in New York. And then for another 3 years, she's worked for a small regional New York bank doing investment banking primarily in the real estate area, which is where she seems to have a great interest in going. Her goal, in fact, is to work for a global bank, think Goldman, JP Morgan, or Bank of America, in real estate corporate finance. So her schools are Harvard, London, Kellogg, Booth, and Wharton. What do you think?
Let's cut to the chase. She's not going to get into Harvard, and telling you why is revealing. 6 years work experience at less than, from what I'm taking this, at silver, not golden, financial institutions equals six. It's a formula. 6 years working experience, silver equals ding at Harvard for a number of reasons. The most powerful one being the financial cohort of applicants at Harvard is unbelievably selective and elite. And they've got people with 4 years of experience at the places where this gal wants to work at, and then 2 years at Goldman and 2 years at Blackstone is what the typical Harvard finance applicant presents, or variants of that. So the GMAT, the 3.6 and the 700, Harvard accepts people with those splits, but not from investment bankers. So that's an important distinction right there. The 6 years is on the high side of people applying, particularly in banking.
And particularly for Harvard, which tends to like people younger.
Right. 6 years of banking experience, people begin to say, boy, you should be earning a lot of money. You should have a lot of contacts. What did she say she wanted to do? What was her goal?
She wants to work for Goldman, Bank of America, or JP Morgan in real estate corporate finance.
Yeah. An experienced and cynical admissions officer might say, Madame, why don't you get that job right now?
Okay, some people would say, she has some offsetting characteristics that take her out of the pile. For example, she is an 11 handicap golfer. She was captain of her high school team. One of her essays focuses on how golf helped her in business as a woman. She's on 2 boards of directors for local charities in New York, one of which she co-founded. Don't things like that take you out of the pile in a way and make it AdCom look at you slightly differently? Okay.
No. She's not going to swing her way into Harvard Business School. She's not going to get a hole into Harvard Business School. Sorry. Those qualities, if you were on the border, could help push you over, but they're not going to blow open the door.
Okay.
If the door is open and you're standing on whatever they call that space between the door and the room, the lintel or whatever it is, it might tilt you in, but it's not going to blow open the door.
Sandy, what's your handicap?
I have so many handicaps, including, being so likable.
All right, Harvard odds, obviously not so good. What are they?
It's a par 6, if that makes sense. I think her Harvard odds are 15%.
Okay, London Business School, interesting choice as well.
London Business School runs older. They like accomplished people. They like bankers. They like people who hold out the possibility of being employed after they attend there. So I think her odds at London are strong, 40, 50%.
Mm-hmm. Kellogg.
Is Wharton one of the schools?
Yes, in fact.
Wharton is let's do Wharton. Wharton is an interesting case. She is totally up their alley with the banking and finance. These stats are on the low side of acceptable for Wharton. Wharton is going to be a real interesting case. I predict it's not going to happen simply because there'll be just a lot of people with the same story and a better version of it.
So
the
odds.
6 years is a real killer in this case. I hate to keep saying it. The odds at Wharton are 25, 30%.
And we have Chicago Booth and Northwestern Kellogg.
Chicago is the same story as Wharton and smaller. I don't know if they run older or if either one of those schools, has a need for women in heavy-duty finance or real estate. If that's the case, it could help. But I think the chances at Booth are 30, 40%.
Okay, we know she's getting in somewhere, and it's going to be a really good school because
Kellogg is
her stats are good.
Because the 6 years in finance it's not executive MBA program, but it's getting there, okay? Particularly if it's going to be 7 when she applies. I think what you're talking, this is classic Duke, Darden, maybe Kellogg, USC. This is classic those schools territory. And by the way, her dreams can come true there. Well, not the dreams of working for Goldman. If that's her dream, she ought to apply there now. If they need someone in real estate who's accomplished and connected, they'll hire her right now. We don't need no stinking MBA.
All right. Well, thank you, Sandy, and good luck to you. And if you, meaning others, are interested in having your profile analyzed.
Right. So let me add,
yes.
sorry to come down heavy on this applicant. The 6 years in finance is a very hard thing to overcome.
All right. Well, thank you. And if you have a profile you'd like us to analyze, put it in the comments, and we'll look it over. Thanks a lot.